the answer.
Pretty much yes, because that's what everyone's doing. I mean, look at this game. Teleport, teleport. That's it.
Yep. Well, this is the pre-patch. Actually, this is a patch before, so the Crystalline Flask isn't really expensive anymore. They didn't really buff it / nerf at the same time, increasing cost, increasing health and mana back. So we've been seeing a lot of that lately. We see a lot of wards actually currently for TCM on top of that, as they really want to, get that early vision.
Oh, so that ward being put down right on top of Ezreal. He got 2 auto attacks onto it, and they've just pinged over there. There are no pink wards being picked up in this early stage, at least for against Authority. There are on the other side, but not sure that they're going to be using them here just at the start. It looks like a pretty standard start in terms of any invades. Don't look too likely from the setup that they've got.
Now, Joe, since we have Kha'zix mid lane, he has access to that blue buff, which is really crucial for him because, usually in the top, you kind of build a tier just to keep your mana up, to keep harassing. You think he's going to go for, really early brutalizer, go for some heavy damage, really take Kayle down. Yeah, you have the ultimate, but, I mean, Kayle's still technically squishy.
Yeah, I mean, pre-6, that's his real opportunity here, Schleier, to get in there and do that damage and stop Kayle from becoming as dangerous as she could. As we see No here on the top side, actually, I'm still thinking that this Elise will end up being in that top lane with Freddy. I don't think they're going to go for a switch, but we'll see in a second when Sona either comes up or Ezreal ends up going down. But I'd probably go for the later one there with Ezreal going back down into this bottom lane after they've started off with this red buff, just giving a bit of help over. Meanwhile, over the other side, blue buff is going to be the start for TCM.
One thing we should mention, as you see Kha'zix right now over at the blue buff on your mini-map, he took Wolves. He's going to take that blue, I guess, for an early... Actually, he's going to go bottom. He's in a 1v2, Joe, with that blue buff. So I was just going to say, he's getting the early XP from the Wolves if he doesn't die here, hopefully.
Oh.
And then was going to, kind of get that level advantage in the mid lane, because that's kind of something we've seen all day happen, where, your lane opponent gets level 2 before you, pushes you out of lane really hard. But in the meantime, we'll be heading down towards the bottom with that teleport. And I honestly didn't expect that. But, 1v2 Kha'zix with his W, when it, heals him if he gets within range of minions, is really going to cause a lot of problems for TCM.
Oh, this could be bad here. 4 against All Authority. Kayle is coming in. No is there. There's the taunt coming down, and there is first blood. It was No that picked him up, and they're not done just yet. Nanook has to flash away there, and TCM losing that early man. And the problem that they've got right now is that the red buff wasn't taken, and against All Authority, they're going to try and take it away themselves.
Such a great play of that teleport, and that's why we see, Joe, why it's so crucial to have, not crucial, but so just amazing. Yeah, so game-changing to have on any champion in general, but specifically more your solo laners. As they come back in on the Kayle, doesn't land the taunt, and Gio having to flash over that wall.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was really going to matter there, the amount of damage that they were doing. And, well, he's used his flash there. Virtual is already up to level 3. And he obviously has that assist in there as well, as we see Narcos just finishing off what was left behind of his red buff camp. But now we've got the AD carry and support finally moving into this middle lane. So we're going to have a double lane in the middle. And, well, top lane's pretty much the only thing that's staying standard as of now.
Yeah, but great job out of against All Authority, though, because they took that XP away from Amumu. Going to make it really hard for him to hit 6, because that's where his ganks really become crucial. He comes in with that banished toss, with the ultimate, really can lock someone down and help get his team snowballing. But, taking away that experience is really going to set them back. And honestly, with that first blood already going over to Ezreal, they're going to need these ganks.
Look at the amount of wards that are already down on this south side of the map as well. We've got 3 red wards in the blue jungle. There's 1 for the blue side in either of those 2 bushes as well. And still need to keep an eye on this mid lane because No is not super healthy and it only takes 1 route to come in there. Misfortune obviously can put out good amounts of damage early on. Does have a cleanse in this one, and between them they're not got an ignite, so they don't need to worry about that side of things. And the one thing that I guess they've got going from here against Authority in this middle lane is that they've got that constant sustain, the heal coming out of Kayle.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree, but the problem is that Ezreal's taking so much damage right now from Zyra, because, I mean, you don't even need to build AP on Zyra, and you do quite a bit of damage. And then the Misfortune with the stacking W, does more damage, more pits you get, or you take. He got very low, got pushed out of lane already, as you do see, and I knew going to be backing. And Ezreal coming back to lane with that Vamp Scepter can help sustain even more, which is always one of those annoying things to go up against. However, that W active actually going to reduce the...
Zola here in the top lane has actually been taunted here by Shen. What can he do? There's his flash being used, and we are going to see Elise jump up in the air. Ignite is down, but Zola will be able to escape there thanks to the barrier that he picked up, blocking out all that damage for him. and he will stay safe. But scary stuff for him, at least in that top lane. It's going to give Elise a good bit of time to farm in between the AD carries. 28 to 33 CS in favor of Ezreal at these early stages, and obviously did get himself that first blood kill earlier on. What would be middle lane between Kha'zix and Kayle is also pretty much bang even at 30 to 29.
You know, Joe, Rumble is one of those champions where you don't really need a ton of farm to really, you know, hold your lane or to do well late game, because you have the ultimate. You actually do have Amumu coming in the lane, does land the bandage sauce.
Corellius down already very, very low, and that damage coming out of the nuke, you just can't survive that one. There's no reason that you'd be able to get away from that one, especially when you don't really have a flash available. Did have an exhaust, actually doesn't have an exhaust. I can still see it slightly on cooldown, but there it is, it's finally off. But without the flash, there's just nothing that you can do if you get caught like that. Great gank from Amumu.
You know, Joe, we've seen Elise play earlier, and it kind of went for the standard AP builders. With Copenhagen Wolves, they went the Haunting Guys, the Sword Boots kind of thing. And, you know, we're more used to seeing kind of like a Warmogs build, you know, more health, more survivability. What do you really expect to see out of Freddy here? Because, I mean, they need the damage, but like we're saying in the pregame, they need the tankiness because they're so squishy.
Well, I think it depends as well on how this game is going to go for them. I mean, if we see Freddy doing well, if you see Schleier doing well, plus the AD carry doing well as well, then I think they can bypass that somewhat if they want to close this thing out early enough. But like you said, they are going to need to get healthy. That's just the way that the game works right now. If you're not building Giants belts, basically you're going to be behind when it comes to those fights. But we will be seeing that at some point. They're going to get tankier, that's for sure.
And I wouldn't be too surprised to see actually some action come down the bot lane, because, you know, if you can get Kha'zix, roaming, Schleier, you know, around, pick up some kills, still has a teleport available, they can easily snowball the game to the point where it doesn't even matter how tanky they are, because they can just run over TCM. But Amumu, I mean, like we were saying before, he needed to get those ganks off. He's waiting on his blue buff right now to pick that up. He will be level 6, you know, fairly shortly, as he's about to hit level 5. And I think that's really where all the action is going to kick off.
Yeah, for now, though, this middle lane is where it's at. Obviously, the AD carry and supports both matching up this time around. The CS is still within a 5 or 6 difference at any given point. Who is waiting still for that blue and has now finished it off. So, not going to be given over there to anyone.
I'm not liking this tier actual build-up on Kha'zix, because he has access to blue. Ezreal doesn't really need it, and he's pretty much going to secure it every time. So if you get some heavy damage early on, you can easily blow Kayle up, push him out of lane, and really punish him. But that doesn't, I mean, I guess he wants to go for the mirror mana late game because he already has that longsword. But then again, that still can go towards a brutalizer.
Absolute fail there from Schleier. Actually thought that he'd got the blue buff killed there with his last void spikes, but actually, in fact, he didn't, and it just reset itself there as he went out of range. So not the ideal situation to be in. Again, this middle lane, you can see the amount of wards there. 2 in that top side bush. Down on this bottom side, we've got wards dotted around all over the place. So not easy for either side to really get in, as we are seeing No taking a lot of damage. He will arcane shift away, and again, he stays safe. Jason, you know, we're up to 8.5 minutes now. We're approaching level 6, which is where, from TCM's point of view specifically, that AoE composition really comes together.
Yeah, that's very true. And the thing is, they're not really behind it in any sense. We do have Ezreal getting caught right there.
Oh, he's almost dead here. One more hit. He's managed to get away. Corellius might not be so lucky. Shen ulti coming in, and they decide not to push on with that one. That was 2 very, very good amounts of damage, but TCM not able to finish that kill. You've got to be able to apply the finisher. Didn't quite work out for him this time, though, and, well, that's scary because that's just the misfortune ultimate.
Yeah.
Going in top of a root, so you know, not even their full composition was put into that one, and they nearly had 2 kills from it.
Yeah, it really has to bring fear to their hearts because, like you're just saying, I mean, if Ezreal gets that low off of 1 ultimate pretty much, I mean, it's kind of Zyra, yeah, but wasn't really effective, then how is he going to fare against Amumu, a Rumble ultimate lane on top of him, and then the Zyra, you know, ultimate lane a little bit better? Oh. He's not.
Amumu might be in trouble here. Shen's got red buff on, he's got Ezreal charging in there as well. Flash was burned, which I'm sure Against Authority will be happy with, considering the fact that there's no flash bandage toss ultimate combo that can come out of the Amumu there. Actually, Ezreal did ulti over as well, but it was nowhere near enough damage to finish off. However, Dragon has been started by Against Authority. Mixka, or Mixka, I can't even say that name.
We're calling him Mixer.
Yeah, that'll work for me as well. He's going to try and come in from the side. Actually, Geo is there as well, but that's a pickup. And now Geo could be the one in trouble. Can they lock him down? Schleier going to go in right on top. Ezreal is there as well. One more auto attack, and they've backed off. Why did it? I'm not. Wow.
Shlaya still had that flash up. Ezreal didn't have Arcane Shift up just yet, but, you know, they should be able to secure this turret off this if they want to push it. Ezreal obviously going back to the mid lane just to defend that, but still, that was a great timing for them to take that dragon. They knew that Amumu didn't have flash up anymore, which is kind of key to his engage, and with that, picking up the dragon and getting the early gold lead, because during Intel Extreme vs Katowice, I think it was like 80% of the teams that got dragon first ended up winning the game.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of gold.
Yeah.
That's one of the big reasons for that one. As we can see there, just instantly the damage that comes out from single auto attack and the double up out of Misfortune onto
Kha'zix coming in from behind him.
Yeah, Kha'zix coming in here from the side. Makes it could be in trouble. There's a crescendo ulti comes out of Zyra, and Zyra is still alive. Kayle ulti comes in. Shlaya gonna go low. Shlaya goes down. Can Gio getting over towards the other side? No, they've already had Shlaya down, and what a turnaround there from TCM. That Kayle ultimate coming in at the clutch moment.
And that is why we say Teleport is game-changing, Joe, because they turned that gank around completely, picked up 2 kills, should be able to get this mid-turret, which gives them so much more control of the map. Such a great play out of, or overall from TCM.
Oh, Narcus actually going to use Curse of the Sad Mummy here as well. Taking the tank turret hits as they go, but this turret is falling low already, down to less than 600 HP, and not going to be too many more hits from that combo of Misfortune and Kayle, that's for sure. Left with 153, that's something that they can finish off at their free will, as we did see Freddy coming down here on Elise as well. Needs to be a little bit careful, I'd say. If they get that route over to him, well, he's got good distance there and will be able to walk off. So, 3-2, 14,500 to 15,300 kills in favor of TCM, but the gold still with Against All Authority, Jason.
Yeah, and Joe, this top lane's been so stagnant, I have to say. There's not really been a lot of action. It's all been in the mid and the bottom. And the thing is, I think later on, it's really going to come down to that top lane to see who outfarmed who has more of the damage alongside, you know, grouping all that CC together. But still, I mean, Kha'zix, he has 8 CS ahead of Kayle right now, but he's 0-1 and 2. He has a Brutalizer. The tier, I still say, was unnecessary pickup for him. And then you have Kayle picking up Home Guard as like on his boots pretty early on. So it shows he wants to be moving around the map. Also, mixed in with his teleport, he can be very scary and very fast to catch you with a slow. If he does go in for a gank, obviously that will be down for a little bit longer because of the cooldown, but still, TCM looking pretty solid. Even though they're behind in gold, their team fight capability is pretty strong.
Yeah, and that's something that we obviously saw out of Alex Hitch with these home guards coming in early on, just to make sure that if he did end up having to teleport in there, that he could have that speed and get in position. And, well, we saw how effective that teleport has been so far, just with that last move where the Kayle ultimate came in, clutch moment to save Zyra, and they turned it around, which gave TCM eventually that gold lead. And don't forget, if you're just joining us, neither of these teams will be going out from this game, as Gio very, very low here in the bottom. Did use the ultimate on himself. Shlaya able to pick that one up, though. I just want to keep an eye on this middle because Narcos is waiting. They have pinged his position because he stood right on top of a ward. But yeah, neither of these teams are out. If they lose this one, they'll still have kind of that last chance game in the next one. But the other side of the coin, if you win this one, you're guaranteed to move through to tomorrow.
Yeah, you get to have an early day, you get to go rest, get to prepare for the next day. And honestly, I mean, any team would love to have this win. And I still say, Joe, like looking at it, TCM has the comp for this. They really have the skill level as well. I mean, we did see just happen recently. Kayle died to Kha'zix. I mean, that's kind of expected, to be honest, because Kayle only has really one escape. It's the slow. But Kha'zix can really track you down with the speed of his ultimate.
Yeah, if you get caught out of position against a Kha'zix that's, you know, got boots and mobility nonetheless, so it's not easy to get away from him, that's for sure. Got that Brutalizer in there, the tier, as you said, stacking up like a beast, plus that Ruby Crystal as well to give him that extra boost of health. But we are sat on 3 for 3 after that last kill. If you look down some of the items here, there is the Giant's Belt finally coming out into the matchup, and that is with Shen currently. On the other side of things, haunting guys for both the top laners, both Rumble and Elise going down that path. The AD carries also got a almost identical build there, both with BF Sword, both with Berserkeries, both with the Bant Scepter, and both with a Doran's Blade in there as well. Are we going to see any more action down here at the bottom? No, not quite. But Jason, 14.5 minutes in, what's the next step for both of these teams?
Well, pretty much dragon control, and that's what Against All Authority has. They got the first dragon, they know exactly when it's up. I mean, obviously TCM can have somewhat of an idea, but the problem, like, they can't afford to get engaged on upon dragon. That's why we always see, you know, the team forming a CLG, actually no, CLG and a that we always talked about, never fighting on Dragon if you're going to potentially lose a team fight. And that's what it's going to come down to, is that next big team fight, if it ever does break out, is going to determine where this game goes. Because TCM obviously wants the team fights against the Authority, wants to pick off people one by one, which is the really, good counter to this kind of composition of the Curse of the Sad Bullet time. And we'll just see how, the ward coverage of both teams and how, any Oracles actually, wow. Crescendo coming in, but not enough. Yeah,
Crescendo came down more. Mixer is going to go very, very low here. There is a Curse to the Sad Mummy. Mixer does die to the Ignite Virtuals and managed to land that taunt in as well onto Nanook. He has to get out of there, though. Didn't have anything to really work with, and teleport they are headed south here. Where is that teleport going to land? In there. There it is. And we are going to see the, wow, bandage toss landing straight in onto Corralius, but they've not quite got the damage. Ezreal and Kha'zix here waiting in the wings, but surely they're not going to be stupid enough here to push down onto it.
Yeah, this is the pretty much opportunity for TCM to make a play, because they know that Crescendo's down, and once that's gone, that's the only thing that stops them from getting in on these team fights, unless they can't land a bandage toss or a flash ultimate. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually went straight for Dragon, because they have a ward on it, except they are backing away. They're just going to probably give this up, because now against Authority can technically rush us if they want to. Shen has the ultimate up, which we've seen one time this game so far actually be very crucial. Cocoon not necessarily landing right there. And I mean, like I was saying before, it's going to come down to this Dragon. It's going to come down to which team wants it more and which team can win this fight.
Well, Dragon is now up and available for the taking. Like you said, ward coverage is really nice for TCM down there. I say really nice. They've got this one ward plus the one on the corner there. Well, they know that this is going down, and they are going to try and get in there. Root will land onto Schleier and to No. Here comes Sona, though, from the side. Mixer already dropped fairly low. There comes the Ezreal ultimate across the side. Dragon not being reset either, and that is going to be taken here. It's Shen actually smiting it down there for the finisher, and that is a win-win scenario for against All Authority.
And that shows you right there, TCM lost their foothold that, if any, they had to be able to force these team fights. Now they can be picked off so low they can't really engage anymore. So against Authority, you can take complete advantage of this. Should start pushing some turrets on. Maybe even do your pet peeve where they ditch that mid turret and go take it down. As you see in the bot lane right now, Ezreal should be able to take this as he's trying to bait Nanook in there, but I don't think he's actually going to go for it. Most likely going to back away if the turret gets any lower. And Joe, I mean, it's looking good. Like against Authority, should be able to take this.
If I was Nanook, I'd smell this one coming, I think. It's kind of obvious that Nono's baiting him out for this one. Schleier, though, is there waiting. He's going to continue. Both of them have a Bloodthirster, so I guess it might not be super obvious. As again, Nanook, just those auto attacks over. Double up will land as well. Now they're going to go for it, and Schleier jumps in there. Bursts almost half of Nanook's health away, but half, well, it's only half of what he needed.
And that's still scary, though, for Nanook, because we were talking earlier about, the fear it puts in Ezreal's and his eyes when he gets pretty much killed instantly from the Misfortune ultimate. But now, Nanook has to be really scared of this Kha'Zix. If he does jump on top of him with any sort of damage coming in as well from the side, he's going to get destroyed right off the bat. Has a flash as the only escape, but that's really not going to be enough against a Kha'Zix who, has that leap once he evolves it to have super range, has the speed from his ultimate, has flash as well on top of that. And he can even teleport in behind him, which we did see Alex Ich do, Gaming versus, I believe that was Frost with his Rise, and really start these team fights off well.
Right now, TCM just trying to hold this lane out. Obviously, we are tied 1-1 in lanes as Corralius comes in as well. And trying, again, to bait them in towards Kha'Zix's position, which I don't think they're going to fall for 2 times in a row. And Mixcat just going to drop himself a ward there into position. Meanwhile, Elise coming in. They're going to try and have a go here on Zola's Rumble. What can they do about that one, though? And Cocoon missing. That could have been it. I'd have said that would have been it if they could get in there. Freddy, well, he wasn't able to really do any extra of that. But if that Cocoon would have landed, that could have been a different story. Yeah, very true. And Joe, I want to talk to you about this because we mentioned the last game with TCM versus TNB. TCM Gaming had a hard time closing the game out, and they're a relatively new team. And I know we've talked before about, how new teams, yeah, they can, easily win the early game, or not easy, but they can win the early game and do quite well against, any of the pro teams. But they have a hard time closing out. Do you think TCM's going to have that problem here? They could do, I suppose. I mean, like you said, new teams always have, or generally have this inability to finish games off like the experienced ones, as Kha'Zix has just jumped in now on towards Geo. Amumu does come in, and just the presence of that bandage toss will be enough to send him back there. And this bottom lane again, I mean, we've seen the damage coming out of the nuke and how much it does to him when he comes with that double up. And we're going to see that one again. Here, there we go. We are going to see the Crescendo coming in, and there's the finisher. It's actually Corralius that picks up that kill. Meanwhile, in the top lane, nothing really happening from that position, and this tower is going to go down.
And Joe, looking at farm right now, I mean, it's relatively low for this late in the game. 20 minutes in, highest CS in the game, certainly sitting at 181 with Elise in the top lane. And I know we played together, and you've seen, you know, Elise what she can do when she's fed, which it looks like she will be going straight for damage with the Leandri's Torment. Maybe Aurelia's just get a little bit beefy instead of having to go for that Warmogs. But, you know, now it's pretty much just down to, oh, no, getting caught in the bot lane.
Yeah, this could be bad news for him as well, as Nanook actually flashes in, but Shen ulti coming down. There is a bullet time, and it's not quite got the damage. He manages to get away, and now Nanook has to run for this one. Kha'zix is coming in. Shen is already there. Shen's actually stood on top of a ward as the ulti comes out from Ezreal to offer that extra bit of damage. I don't know if they know that Kha'zix is there. I don't think they know that Kha'zix is there. This could be real dangerous. However, Geo does have teleport. Okay, they did know that Kha'zix was there. There was the bandage toss into the bush, which didn't actually connect him. There was this one ward which will have spotted his position, but now they're going to try and turn it around onto Geo. Are they going to be able to hold him down though? I don't think so. He's at the safety of his turret.
And with these Ruby Sightstones completed right now, TCM really needs to hold this mid turret. Unfortunately, they only have one member there right now. Rumble coming in from the top side, and they're going to be taking the bottom turret. But once that mid turret's down, actually they're diving Geo right now.
Wow, just switched away from that one at the wrong time, as Geo did use the ultimate on himself. Slayer actually just flashing back over in towards the lane. Not into the jungle like it looked like. But that's a great move from TCM here. I mean, they baited them in. They've not just yet at least lost this turret. It looks like that will actually happen though. Yeah, he will go down, and now Zola in all kinds of trouble. Can they finish him? Yes, they can. And Geo's not out of it either now. Are they going to follow up? No, they decide that that one kill is enough for them right now in this middle lane. Well, in come the rest of TCM. Can they finish him off? Cocoon will miss. Bandage toss actually is out of position, but he flashes over. Gets close to the Sad Mummy down. There goes the Zyra ultimate as well. Coralius going low. He will surely be finished off. Actually, no, he's walked away because the fight's going down. There are the resets, the triple kill coming out for Kha'zix, who just bounces away from that one as well. Ezreal comes in for number 4 and number 5 from earlier, and that will be an ace coming down for Against All Authority. And well, it just looked almost too easy for them. You know, they'd lost that bottom turret in the end. They just turn it around, push out those middle turrets, and now they're on the inhibitor.
That was such a great job, just in terms of awareness of Against All Authority. They knew Miss Fortune blew the ultimate at bot lane on Ezreal earlier. They landed the combo really well, like Amumu and the Zyra ultimate stacked up perfectly, but without that curse or the sad bullet time, just the bullet time part of it, you're not really going to finish him off. And what a great triple kill coming out of Sheila.
Only on Sundays.
Only on Sundays. But yeah, without having that ultimate up, without having that key part of the mix, you know, the recipe, they can't really get anything done. And now losing a inhibitor off of that, you know, that pretty much makes Baron an intimate threat for them. As, you know, Against Authority can kind of just bait them into there while their mid lane pushes the entire time. And now, you know, the ultimate out of Amumu's down for a while. You know, Zyra's almost up again because has a pretty quick cooldown. But, you know, the Curse of Sad Mummy, 150-second cooldown, that pretty much gives you a free Baron if you want to pick up an Oracle and go for it. You do have the Warmogs done on Shen and another Giant Spell coming out. I mean, as you kind of do nowadays, picking up a Sunfire Cape right after that. And then we also have a Warmogs being built up right now for Freddy.
You can see there that No is fancying some chances here against Nanook in this bottom lane. Just trying to get up towards a position where he can move up. Coralius actually does have that Oracle down, which, you know, with the new time limit on that Oracle, probably suggests that they're going to be looking to make big plays with that one. They've got this whole bottom side of the TCM jungle warded, and now they are moving in towards that dragon. He's well below half HP already. Will be picked off easily enough, and that will be more gold coming their way. As actually the Ezreal ulti just going to go across the Baron there and take a bit of a peek at that one. All going to be safe for him to be pushing in there and clearing out those wards and getting the wards in of his own. So 10-3, we're approaching a 10,000 gold lead at this stage, Jason. I mean, what's to be done is what can TCM do to get back in this game?
Well, it's all coming down to vision right now. I mean, Coralius, he has 1,500 more gold than his counterpart Mixa on Zyra, and that's really going to affect him as they do have the Oracle. I mean, you can't really team fight in your own jungle if you don't have vision, but they need to team fight to win these games. Coralius now is going to be kind of any kind of Baron wards, and that really sets TCM, you know, on the back foot. They have to be really careful here. But, you know, if they want to win this, they have to invest in those wards. They have to invest in vision. Yeah, you might lose the wards, but you need to know where they are at all times. Baron being done, not even seen in any sort of way, as you have Kha'zix and Ezreal in the top lane, pretty much throwing them off, not thinking they're going for it. But Elise, I mean, with percent damage, it's pretty easy to do Baron. As you see right there, it dropped pretty low.
Yeah, they actually took them a while to, I think, realize that Against All Authority had started that one off there. All about that Kha'zix in the bottom lane causing all kinds of distractions. He's going to back away again, and that's going to mean that TCM are going to be safe, at least for now, in terms of this Baron buff, but I'm not sure that they're going to be waiting on it too long. I think Against All Authority want to force this fight with that vision advantage, as Mixer actually gets caught in the cocoon. He is a dead man. Freddy will finish that one off, and that is the danger of going back when you've got no vision. I mean, they knew they were around here. I have no idea why at that position you'd actually go back, as Nanook is going to get ulted up here. Can he go down though? Shen is going to be coming in. Is it going to be enough? Yes, just about. Shen comes down. There comes the ultimate from Ezreal as well, but now Virtual in a little bit of trouble. His teammates need to get around to help him out, which is not going to be the case. He goes down, and up at the top there we can see Zola falling. There was the finisher we just missed a little bit off screen there. But that leaves Against All Authority with 3 men here still to take down this Baron.
Yeah, but still completely an advantage for Against All Authority because of what TCM committed to that. They blew that Curse of the Sad Mummy, which is, like I was saying before, they need that up to win any of these fights. Baron will be taken out, so I mean, Against All Authority looking so solid. They have the vision of the enemy's jungle. If you take a look at their vision, they have it across the entire map. They have more vision than currently anything TCM has in their own jungle. So with that, going to be able to push out these turrets, be able to clear up any of the outer turrets left, which currently sit on 2. Warmonk's done for Elise, as now putting up a blasting wand. And Against Authority, they just have so much damage right now. They can pick off Misfortune, they can pick off Kayle, and they can pick off Zyra. I mean, yeah, you have the Kayle ultimate, but it only works on 1 target.
No, here, just pushing that top lane out, and look at the damage he's doing there. Actually, he's going to turn around on towards Nanook, puts the Ignite down as well. Can't quite finish him off. His ulti was all kinds of skew, but look at Narcus. He's taking the damage now as well. No, going to finish him off, but he's going to die there. Just 1 Q and an auto attack coming out from Geo, but that just shows you how scary this Ezreal can be. He just went home, picked himself up an Infinity Edge as well.
Why not? Why not? As he's going to need that damage. He doesn't really need the survivability since TCM can't get that hard engage onto him, but now they're kind of rotating into this bot side, still with the Oracle in hand, so they're clearing out any more vision in the jungle again. So now TCM has to concede this turret. They can no longer defend it. And I mean, one thing they do slightly have in their advantage is that they have that the mid lane pushing into them, so they'll get that consistent farm. And it's still, Against Authority could blow this game if they keep trying to split push, or if they try to split push with Shen, with Kha'zix, in opposite lanes. If you get some sort of hard engage onto them with TCM, they're going to blow up the remaining 3 members.
Yeah, but to get that hard engage, they need vision control. Against All Authority need to be caught out, because otherwise they are going to get Shen in there, and they are going to get Kha'zix in there with that teleport and the Stan United as well. We can see that Schleier now is pushing straight up towards this middle. That inhibitor obviously is there still. Well, I say still, I mean respawned. What are Against All Authority going to do? It's again, if they land a cocoon, they're going to go in there with a crescendo over the top of it, and that could be bad times for TCM, who themselves need to get in the right position, need to have that positioning, need to have, the perfect combo to come back in this game.
And I really have to say, positioning is not even going to matter anymore, because each carry has 3,000 or more gold than its counterpart. And that's the point where it's just they're just too fed to really do anything about it. You can engage on them. There's no way they're going to die here as long as they play it, smart, which they have been doing this entire game.
You can see that middle being pushed out, but what are they doing? Kha'zix with teleport in the top lane, Stan United with Shen in the bottom lane, and that's all they're going to do. They're going to look for that opening and then really collapse in once they do get that.
Yeah, to be careful though, just like I was saying before, if they split push like this, they could easily get engaged on his move. Trying to go for it, does miss the banish toss and gets ignited for it.
Yeah, that didn't really work out for them there, did it? That was not what they were looking for. That may just allow them to come in now on towards this inhibitor. Here we go, then the inhibitor going very, very low. Will be finished off there by Against All Authority. And that puts them 7-2 up now in towers. We are going to see more damage. They're going to focus over on towards this top lane. Can they get into finish? There we go. Cocoon lands onto Narcus. Decide not to push in just yet. Here comes the bandage toss. Oh, but Elise just jumps away completely. Will put the ultimate down. But look at that for a crescendo over the top. Single kill for Schleier. He's going to get the reset. Can they get in there and finish this one off? Virtual picks up the next one. Narcus goes down. Kha'zix did actually die in that one, but I don't think they can really chase here. Just the damage and the lifesteal that Ezreal has. He can get this all back if he goes head-to-head with either of these two. We can see him there moving in. He's going to arcane shift in position as well. Finishes off with a Q. Nanook is forced back as well. Actually didn't finish off with a Q. He just about survived that one. But that is going to be the inhibitor going down as well. 17-7 in kills. It's not looking good here now for TCM. Come on, Jason. It's not been looking good for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad now for putting my money on it, but that just shows the difference between the teams. Like the crescendo versus the Amumu ultimate. That right there. The crescendo hitting 4 members of TCM, the Amumu ultimate hitting 1. And you can't afford to do 1,000 gold to 38,000. 8 turrets to 2. There really is no coming back for this unless against Authority just pretty much like gives up. If they surrender, then yeah, then TCM could win.
I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that.
Let's have a look at the items here for what it's worth at this stage. I mean, the AD carries Misfortune, just finished that last Whisper, got a Black Cleaver and a Bloodthirster Ezreal, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, Static Shiv, and, well, he's only got 400 gold, right then, so he's not got too much to spend here. So yeah, Mixie is going to be in a lot of trouble. Look at that. Has to use the Zyra ultimate, which again is part of that combo that they need to be working with if they're going to have any chance of this game.
And they're not going to now.
I am Mr. Optimistic, Jason. Don't throw me off.
Well, I mean, the thing is that you just said that is one of the key factors they need, and with that down now for a good while, I mean, against Authority can just engage on top of them. Nothing TCM could do about it. And I mean, in terms of composition, they had a perfect setup, but in terms of actually executing it, nowhere near perfect.
No. I just want to keep an eye on Kha'zix here, because it wouldn't surprise me to see him jump straight on top of them and engage this fight. We've got a 3-man push. AD carry, Shen, and Elise coming down this bottom lane. You can see there, Nanu instantly taking a lot of damage as the bandage shot's not quite connecting. Gio gets stunned up. Wow, and they've just done so much damage there within a split second to TCM that they might have to think about backing off. Kayle has backed off out of the fight. There are the Void Spikes again, just coming across the side from Kha'zix, and in this whole time they're just chipping and chipping away at the health totals that TCM have got to try and hold this turret, and they're healthy enough to just get in there and tank it. Freddy actually is the one that decides to tank it in the end. That turret's going to go down. There is the the Chirelia's pop. Bandage toss will land here on towards Freddy. Actually gets a stun onto 2 of them. Where is the rest of the combo though? They can't quite get it off. There is the Rumble ultimate, but I think it might be too little too late. Gio is not quite going to go down. He ulted himself. He's managed to survive at least for now, but in comes Ezreal as well. There is Schleier right on top of them, and they are going to clean this one up. Ace coming out for Against All Authority, and now they focus on towards those Nexus turrets. They will go down, and they are going to win this game and guarantee themselves a spot in tomorrow's play.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. I mean, you were asking where's the rest of the combo out of TCM, but what can Misfortune do? You know, she got jumped on right away by Kha'zix, couldn't even bullet time at that point, and they ended up losing the game because of that. It's just Kha'zix. I mean, he's so strong with that dive potential from him because he went straight damage. I mean, he had a Negatron cloak at the end,